Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on some brand new Milani Cosmetics products. I actually went ahead and purchased some of their collection on their website. I actually saw it on Trend Mood and I was like, this kind of looks pretty. Let me go ahead and try it out. I wanted to go ahead and give a try to some new products at the drugstore from Milani because I am a big Milani fan. So I went ahead and said, you know what, let me just take the plunge and take this collection. I went ahead and got the palette, the brush, and the new eyeliner for around $36. You can get them individually as well. But I really wanted to give all three a try because I just figured it would be best for me to kind of review what's new with Milani. So if you guys want to continue watching my review / tutorial on how I created this look, then please go ahead and continue watching because you are going to be quite surprised with what I found out about this new palette. So keep watching. Okay, so this is the palette that we are going to be using. As you can see, it looks like one of those palettes that has more of those like earthy tone colors. It has a mixture of shimmers and mattes, and then it has 2 highlight shades for like your cheekbone or your inner tear duct. So that's what we're gonna be using to start off this look. I already went ahead and primed my lids and just set them so that we could have crease-free eyes and we could just have them ready to go for the eyeshadow. So first I'm gonna start off with this shade right here, and we're just gonna be placing that all over our eye. And that's just gonna serve like as a nice clean base. Just gonna put that back and forth. And we're really gonna be testing these eyeshadows to see how well they blend. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And we're just gonna be using that as our first crease color. And that's the lightest like crease color. So we're just gonna be taking that on our crease from side to side. It's definitely a nice pigmented color. We love a good pigment. Just gonna be blending that out. You can also begin taking it in on the outer edge and just dragging it back and forth. It definitely blends very seamlessly, as you can see there, and it just looks really nice and pigmented. I do have to say there's a little bit of fallout on this palette, but it's nothing too serious. So once we have done that, we're gonna go ahead and mix this shade, which is like a nice like cranberry color, and then this darker brown. And we're gonna be placing that on top of what we already have built right there. If you guys can see the fallout right there, like it's a lot of fallout. And we didn't even press that hard. So we're just gonna try to go very gently with it. So now I'm going more in with that cranberry color than the dark brown. And we're just rounding this out on this edge because we are going to be doing a halo eye. I actually got the inspiration because I haven't done a halo eye in a while, and I was watching Raw Beauty Christy and she was doing a halo eye. So I decided to do a halo eye. Okay, and the key with the halo eye is just making sure that you really round it out well, because that really makes it look like a halo. I mean, I do have to say, like right here, the pigment is like on fleek. I haven't noticed any fallout down here yet, which is a good thing, especially since I went ahead and did my foundation. But I am hoping that it doesn't have that bad of a fallout. So now I'm just gonna be blending it with my Delium Tools blending brush. And we're gonna try to just diffuse it out a little bit because how intense the pigment is, we don't want it to be so like harsh. Okay, so now we're gonna be taking a little bit of concealer and just drawing out the crease for the halo. And this is just gonna make it look more sharp, especially if you have hooded eyes. It's very helpful to do this. So now we're gonna be taking this like yellow gold color. It's the one that like intrigued me the most out of all the shimmers, and we're gonna be seeing how that works. It does look kind of wet, so I'm excited to see. There's also fallout there. It looks like it's gonna be like a nice metallic. Wow, it actually looks really good. And it's sticking on very easily. It's not like falling off or anything like that. I'm actually really impressed. That pigmentation is on another level. And that's with no MAC Fix Plus. So now I'm gonna go back in with the cranberry color, and we're just going to go back into the areas where I kind of wanna add a little bit more of a pop and just kind of diffuse it gradually. Blend it a little bit more. There's a little bit of harshness that won't go right here, but I'm hoping that I can blend it out. But for the most part, it turned out really nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and try this new eyeliner by Milani. You can see it looks like this, very similar to the Kat Von D. I wanna see how the consistency is though when I use it, so let's try it out. It's not bad. It's definitely very, very like nice and pigmented. So you get a really black line, and it's able to cover the nice gold metallic shimmer color. I know with some, like there's sheer that it kind of gives you like a sheer black finish over the shimmer shadows, but this one is like really going to town and giving me that black finish that I like. And the felt tip is like very sturdy. It's not like one of those that's like kind of like wonky. So that is definitely approved. Okay, so now we are back with a full beat. I'm just gonna go in and play around with some more of these colors right here. I think I'm gonna take this like shimmery pearl color right down here and put it on my brow bone highlight. And we are just gonna be putting that right up there. And we're gonna mix it a little bit with that color up here, which is the color that we used as our base when we first started, just so that it's not too shimmery, because it looks like it's gonna be like a nice pop of shimmer. So we're gonna take it right there, and you guys saw how nice that looks. Then we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna start off with that and then build it with the pearlesque white shade. I have to say the shimmers in here are really, really nice. And we don't want to like do too much because we still want to make sure that it looks nice and clean and not too like sparkly. So that looks good now. And now we're gonna go ahead and take our Anastasia Beverly Hills A23 brush, and we're going to be using the other shimmery color down here. We're not gonna use this one because I'm way too tan to like think about wearing this as a highlight. So we're gonna go ahead and use this one. It kind of reminds me of Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. So we are just gonna go ahead and take that. Ooh, wow. And the cool thing about these is that they feel kind of wet. Like they have like that metallic-y finish. On the cheek, it looks definitely more like a gold. Oh shit. I had gotten a brush with this. Wow. Okay. So we got this Milani brush that also came in. It's supposed to be a highlighting blending brush. Wow. I just went ahead and used my A23. Like I didn't have this one over there. And this is supposed to be used to apply highlight. So I actually don't know how I feel about this one because this one is like a flat brush. It's not like the A23 by Anastasia, which is like rounded. This is kind of like a fan effect, like the fan brush that you can like go back and forth with. Looks pretty. I actually like it. I like the fact that it's not like so wide like a fan brush, but it's definitely more tightly packed and more precise. So I feel like, yes, it kind of gives you that like rounded fan brush effect where you can like distribute it all out, but it also distributes it exactly where you want it, as if it were like this rounded Anastasia brush. So I feel like it's like a happy medium of both a fan brush and of like the rounded brush. Okay, so now that we have wrapped up the look, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly discuss about these new products. I first want to start off by saying, in case you guys are wondering what I'm wearing on my lip, I'm wearing another Milani product. This is the liquid lipstick in Chromatic Addict. This is when they came out with their metallic lipsticks. So I'm excited to move on to the actual Milani palette. So you guys went ahead and saw me try this on the eyes, and I do have to say it was a little bit interesting for me. I do think that these colors are very pretty and just kind of super duper like more serious tone colors. Like I feel like right now a lot of palettes that have been coming out have a lot of color. Like I don't know what it is, but I feel like this year like colorful looks are like really in. Whether you're doing like bright pinks, bright blues, bright purples, color is in. And I just feel like this is way too dull. Like I feel like I've just seen palettes like this before that I'm not like extremely impressed, or I'm not like, oh my god, this is absolutely amazing and life-changing. I do have to say though, this palette, if you look at it, it reminds me a lot of like a Tarte palette. I don't know if you guys have seen those Tarte palettes where like half of it is mattes and then the other half is shimmer. It reminds me of that concept. I feel like it kind of looks like the Tartelette palette. I think that the formula is not bad. I do have to say though, I feel like the matte shades are like a little too loose. I feel like as soon as you lightly pat your brush in there, there's so much fallout and you can just see that product almost kind of like flake out of the pan. So I was really worried when I was going to apply it on my eyes that it would have a lot of fallout. And to be honest, I'm very surprised, but I had no fallout whatsoever on my under eyes. And I was like, this is shocking, because as soon as I tapped it in here, it was like a bunch of loose powders just floating off on the pan. Something else that I noticed with the matte, especially the cranberry color that we went in on the creases, was that I noticed that it was a little hard to blend in some areas. I was noticing that I had to really go in and buff out my eye. It was starting to look like it was just not blending out nicely. I just felt like it was kind of like breaking apart at some point. Like I would blend it out to its full capacity and then some of the eyeshadow would like look like it was separated, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I had to pack on more and then do the same thing. So the mattes were a little bit hard to blend once you put them on the eye, so that was the only downfall. But I do have to say, like right here you can see that it looks like the product is like separating. I don't know if you guys can see it from up there, but I can see like right here, I just don't like that. And that's the difference that I can tell from a lot of drugstore eyeshadows compared to like higher end products. But their shimmers are absolutely amazing. Like they go on almost wet looking, like they feel so nice and creamy. A lot of metallic on there, like it just looks super stunning. I use absolutely no Fix Plus and you can see that they are like super duper popping. The shimmers are definitely really pretty colors. The mattes are definitely some that you need to work with a little bit more. As for these like bottom like highlight colors, you can also use them for brow bone like I did, or to do inner tear duct highlight. Those are really nice, and they're also very nice and like, you can see that, super duper pigmented. Okay, so you guys saw how the eyeliner worked. It worked very, very well. I was impressed with how black it was and how even with the shimmer that we have on the middle of the lid, it still went through completely black. It didn't get faded. It didn't look like it was like getting sheared out by the shimmer, because sometimes some eyeliners tend to do that. So that was really good, and it was very, very sturdy, which I really appreciated. So I would really recommend checking out that eyeliner if you're looking for a good dupe for the Kat Von D liner. So overall, I think that this new palette isn't bad. I would say that if you have a lot of palettes that look like this, I wouldn't go ahead and purchase this, because I feel like I've seen these colors in so many palettes. Especially this reminds me a lot of like Tarte palettes, and I feel like we see those things all the time. I don't know why they released this palette in the summer, because this to me looks like a fall time palette. Like this is a type of eye look I would do in the fall, not in the summer. I would say that if you already have these colors in your collection, it is not worth the buy. If you're intrigued in trying the shimmers, then I would definitely say give it a try. So those are all my final thoughts for today's video. I really wanted to review these new products because I feel like the drugstore always has new stuff, and I always review their foundations, but I kind of wanted to review a palette because I'm always reviewing high-end palettes, and you guys know that they perform so beautiful, but it's always good to see if we can find better things at the drugstore for a better price. So if you guys enjoyed watching this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Lets me know to continue doing these videos. And if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you to become a member of our family here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.